Lesson 2 of Unit 1, CPU performance. Now, there are some factors that affects the CPU performance, and we can relate to this by thinking of the factors that affects a race car. Now, can you look at the car and try to determine what do you think would affect the speed of this car? There are a few of them. You can pause the video and come back to it. So we have the road, we have the tires. There's so many bits. It's the same way with our CPU. Now we know that the CPU is called a processor, and we know that it's sometimes referred to as the brain of the computer, right? So there are three core factors that affects the performance of the CPU. We have the clock speed, we have the number of cores, and we have the cache size. Now, when we talk about clock speed, it says that the CPU only carries out one instruction at a time. The speed at which the CPU carries out instruction is called the clock speed. This is controlled by a clock. With every tick of that clock, the CPU fetches and executes one instruction. The clock speed is measured in um in hertz, basically. So we have the number of cores. And like, let's think about roads, yeah? If we have a one-way street and we have a new driver on that one-way street, everybody that's driving behind that person will have to wait until that person finishes or completes the stretch of road for them to complete the stretch of road. However, if we have like 4 lanes, it means that four cars can move simultaneously. Yes? It's the same way when it comes down to the number of cores. A CPU is traditionally made up of a processor with one single core. Yes? Most modern CPU has 2 cores, 4 cores, or even more cores. A CPU with 2 cores, called a dual core processor, is like having two processors at one or in one. And a dual core processor can fetch and execute 2 instructions at the same time. It takes a single core processor to fetch and execute one instruction. Yeah. So with the quad core, as you can imagine, the quad core allows you to fetch and execute 4 instructions at the same time. So the quad core processor has 4 cores and can carry out more instructions in that same period. So let's talk about the cache, and it's pronounced cache as in money. Cache, yeah. Cache is a tiny block of memory built right onto the processor. The most common use instructions and data are stored in a cache so that they are close at hand. Um, just like me right now, I have this container right beside me in my bedroom. And this allows me to keep my water bottle and stuff. Anything that I may need immediately in my room. Same thing in my classroom because I'm a teacher, right? So in my classroom, I have this filing cabinet. Is like a small one near my table, and that's where I store things that I need urgently, like my small stuff and my documentations that I need urgently, and my stapler and stuff like that. Anything that I may need immediately. So the cache is like this little block of memory or space inside, right next to the processor, that the most common instructions and most common data are stored there and they can be used. The bigger the cache is, the more quickly the common use instructions and data can be brought into the processor. It's like having the bigger the container is beside my bed, the more things I can store in it and the easier I can access them. The bigger the filing cabinet is beside my table, is the easier it is for me to retrieve information and data from it, and my staplers and my paper clips and stuff like that. So you can do this activity, but I'm gonna skip it. Here's another activity as well. Here we go. Here are the answers. Let's talk about embedded systems. So, an embedded system is a small computer that forms a part of a larger computer. So, let's talk about embedded system in your house. So, you know that part of your fridge that has a digital section, the buttons. The fridge is the largest system, and that part is the embedded system. Your microwave is embedded system. Your washing machine is embedded system. So wherever you see a smaller computer in the form of a large device, this is what an embedded system is. And the thing about embedded system is that they normally carry out a few functions, not a lot. It's a few functions. So your washing machine can't warm up your food, and your fridge can't warm up your food. The fridge is used to keep things cool or freeze things, so they perform only specific function. Its purpose is to control the device and allows the user to interact with it. And that's why you can interact with your fridge. That's why you can interact with your washing machine. They tend to have one or a limited number of tasks that they can perform. Examples of embedded system include like central heating system. And you can see some examples here in the pictures, like your microwave and your gaming consoles and so forth. This I'm gonna put a link to this video in the comment section. You can, and in the description as well, you can go and watch this video. It's really helpful. So here are some embedded system in a modern car. You can pause the video and look at them and come back to the video. Here's another activity. You can pause the video, do the activity. Can you please do this activity in the comment section? I would love to see your 4 responses for this one. And here is a past paper question that you can attempt. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I will be posting a video from every unit leading up to your exams. All right. Bye.